Lindsay Schram with Residential Mortgage. I am coming to you on Facebook Live with a lot of different things actually to talk about today. So last week we talked about property tax values coming in the mail and what to do with those and when to be concerned, when not to be concerned, what to do with those if you're selling or buying a home this year. So if you missed out on that video, check out last week's video in the feed. It's a bit choppy for the first 20 seconds, but then the video goes free and you can still get the information. So maybe skip the first 20 seconds and then come in right after that to get the information. If you're watching this live today, go ahead and post live in the comments so I know who's watching. If you're watching this on the replay, we'd love to know that. If you could just post the word replay in the comments, we'd love to know who's watching this so that we know more about what to talk about with you. My team is always coming up and brainstorming ideas for my Facebook Live. And so we'd like to know more of our target audience. So if you could put replay in the comments, that would be super helpful. Today, I want to talk a little bit about taxes because it's that time of year. And you should be getting the last of the paperwork that you need to file by the end of the week, unless you're a business owner. In that case, it's coming to you whenever you decide to sit down and collect it. I also want to talk about today a little bit about grants that are available for home ownership, and then about an exciting thing we got going on next week. So a couple weeks ago, we did a whole week of live videos on goal setting. We had tons of you come in and view, thousands actually, and a lot of private messages off of that, and conversations started outside of Facebook about goals and goal setting and what's worked for you. And so we want to bring another week of Facebook Live to you. So next week, we're going to start a series on pre-qualification and making sure your DIVA status is on point. What's DIVA status? That's debt, income, and assets to determine the value of a home that you can purchase. So next week, tune in Tuesday through Friday at 2 p.m. Alaska time. And we're going to be talking about each of those different categories that's spelled DIVA, so you can make sure your DIVA status is on point for qualifying. Property taxes. So let's go back. I said I was going to talk about, I talked about property taxes last week. This week, I'm talking about income taxes. So the last bits of paperwork are coming in the mail, and you're going to sit down and do your taxes. Now, some of you may self-file. That may be paper and pencil, or that could be on an online service like TurboTax. And some of you are going to use a tax professional, whether it's a place where it's just someone certified or an actual CPA. Whatever you're doing, make sure you're comfortable with it first and foremost. Taxes can be very complicated. And even for someone like me, I look at tax returns all day long, and yet I still have years where I go, I have to have a professional review my taxes because there's just so much going on. I want to make sure that I maximize every dollar that I can and make sure that I'm not paying too much in taxes to the IRS, and I'm also receiving a refund if I can. So if you are in the category of receiving a refund this year, we find that a lot of people use that either to start their home savings or to boost their home savings, that last little bit that they need for their home buy, down payment and closing costs. Now, if you're in a third category, which is I have this money sitting here with my tax refund, but it's not quite enough money to get the house that I'm wanting, give me a call. This year, we have several grants that have opened up to help people move from renting or possibly home ownership already into a home, whether that's their first home or it's just the next home. So you don't even necessarily need to be a first-time home buyer to qualify. There's several different options out there. We're going to turn our volume down on our computer so you don't hear it pinging. And there's several different grant options out there. I'd love to see which ones you may fit into based on your financial picture. So next week, I'm going to see you Tuesday through Friday at 2 o'clock. First day, we're going to be talking about the D of DIVA, which is your debt. That includes credit picture, credit scores, and tips and tricks for making sure that's in line for qualifying. I'll see you guys then.